Hi, and welcome back. My name is Antonio Serif from CRRNTN.com. Today we'll continue the Hollywood movie title series. We're going to be looking at the animation style of movie Real Steel. At the end of this tutorial, you can learn how to draw and animate your own title with this fabulous style. The actual example of the real movie title is just for training purposes and is not to be used in a final project without permission from the original creators. The first part will be in Cinema 4D. We will make this particular bevel of the logo, with a technique of loft NURBS. And we will continue by inserting of a system of spotlights animated. We will complete in After Effects, the styling compose, with the color correction and more. Finally we'll add a grate effect, which simulates the glowing metal surface. Fabulous! Open the file Start on Cinema. As we can see, I have organized the files in order to be ready to begin the tutorial. I insert a camera with position Z to -1920. I got each letter, outside and inside part. To better organize the work, all the letters were added in sequence inside a single layer group. This makes it very easy to identify and select each letter. You will find the font Steel for sale in this link. The font has the outline and black regular version. What makes this bevel very interesting is that it seems very squared and linear. In reality, if you look closely, there are many connections with different sizes, in the path outside and inside. Okay, let's proceed letter by letter for the realization of our logo, with the technique Loft NURBS tool. This is the final result. Obviously, the parts that make the letter E and T were grouped and renamed. I remind you also that this technique only works with open splines. Who does not know how to use these tools, can proceed directly using the file bevel, inside the project folder. I show in detail how to get this incredible bevel. This is the letter E, composed from the inside and outside part. As I said before, the best way to get the inside part is this. Select the outside part, and apply Create Outline tool. With value to -13.5. Next, add points in various angles, and delete points not necessary, in order to obtain the inside part with sharp angles. Now to make the Loft NURBS effective, we must ensure that the edges are rounded like the outside. We select all the points and apply chamfer. With a value of 0.9. Perfect. Insert Loft NURBS tool. Drag within, first the inside part, and after the outside. Apply the subdivision mesh U and V, which we desire. In this case the optimum values are 220. We select the part inside, and with the Move tool, apply a movement along the Z-axis of 20 or 30 units, however you like. As we can see, the result is incorrect. To solve this, simply set on both the splines, the first set point in the same position. Wow, very nice. Now the surface is correct. But we must add a small bevel on the outside, in front. Okay, apply a fillet cap start. With step 2 and radius 1. Okay, we got the small bevel, necessary to make the final result very professional. But it is not over. To simulate that the logo is forged on a surface, we add only the outside part, a fillet. Follow me and I'll show you how. First of all, I duplicated the outline. And along with an arc splines, with the Sweep NURBS tool, I got this. Is as if the base, with the fillet, is a single object, along with the letter. Amazing! This is the profile of the arc, to achieve the effect of the fillet. The Sweep NURBS can be found here. You can also apply other forms that follow the contour of the letter. Insert or draw whatever you like. To understand the fantastic final result, we need to insert a plan. View the result. I love it. If disable, we can see the difference. With this simple technique is very easy to simulate a letter forged in the surface. This technique is applied using the same method, on all letters. This is the final result on the logo. To apply the material quickly, we combine into a single polygonal object. Select all parts of the logo, and convert, by clicking the letter C of the keyboard. We select everything with the command Select Children, and apply Connect Objects plus Delete. Perfect. Delete the tag polygon selection, and rename logo. Proceed with the next step, with the spotlight system, around our logo. The light system that I have applied in this project is composed of 5 spotlights, arranged around the logo, and a small front light, positioned in front of the text reel. In detail we have, a light at the top right, white in color. A left light. A colored right light. A light in bottom left, on the text steel. And finally a colored left light, between text, reel and steel. Have been arranged in this way, to emphasize all contours and edges of the logo letters, as in the original video. View the result. The effect is very cool. You can add more lights to get different effects. View the result of the camera view. It's possible to apply different shades of orange, to get the results that you like. OK, follow on video, all position parameters, and all lights setting. Frontal reel. Color light cyan. Intensity to 23. I forgot, all the lights are, the shadows maps, active. White color. Intensity to 33%. Top left light has a white color. Intensity at 150. The right light, colorful, has these parameters, 255, 107, 66. The bottom light, white. It has intensity to 75%. Finally, the colored bottom left light has an intensity of 75. End step animation. We will see, like, this light has a very important role. I assure you that the system lights will have a higher gear as soon as you put the material on the logo. Obviously changing the parameters of the color profile of the project. In the project folder you will find the file with the suffix materials. We apply them to our logo. As we can see, both of these materials are in cubic mode, with these parameters of offset U and V. Have been applied these two textures, one for the letters, and one to emphasize the scratches. View the result. Great. But if you want a more photorealistic effect, we modify the project's setting gray blue, with 80 gray. Enable the linear workflow, and input color profile. Wow! Incredible! Now proceed with the animation parameters. The animation has a length of about 70 frames. We have a change of color and intensity of some lights. We analyze in detail the animated lights. The first is the area light front. Then we have the two colored lights. The range of interpolation, it is between the frames 30 and 60. The front light has a change of light intensity from 23 to 33. The light orange to the right has a change of intensity from 100 to 45. Finally, the light colored at the bottom has a color change from orange to light cyan. This is our result with the lights animation. You can proceed with the final rendering 3D. All frames. QuickTime Movie with Alpha Channel active. Anti-aliasing, on best. Width, mini level, to 1:1, or 2:2. OK, proceed with work in After Effects. These are the videos, which are necessary for the styling composed. Our logo. The stamper. The smoke. The mask for the front cap of the logo, but this is optional. We will see in detail later. The background. And finally, the audio file. This is the result of our animation with the heat haze effect. We start with the background. Original video, I recreated the transition of temperature change. Very cool. It gives a fantastic result together with our logo. To improve the impact of the logo on our scene, I applied the following effects. An exposure, with 1.5, and an interpolation of frames on gamma parameter. From frame 63, with a value 0.75. At frame 84, with a value 0.65. I added a drop shadows nice, with an angle of 135 degrees. Distance 17, and softness 52. To give a touch of light, in the highlight of bevel of the logo, I applied a Tinderbox Soft Glow, with default parameters. You can apply a classic glow, but you must set the parameters so that it cannot too. Do you remember the frontal cap mask? Here, set in Luma mode, in the track matte, on a duplicate layer of the logo, we can apply a different shade of light. I show you how. Let active the soft glow, and set an exposure with values 1.5 and 1.14. I also added an animation of opacity, changing the value 100, from frame 50 to about 10, in the frame 70. In this way leave a little active the soft glow. This step is optional, because if you like the result already generated, without it, is not necessary. OK, now, I show you a very interesting effect. To create the incandescence in the letters, I applied on another duplicate of the logo, a mask, in Luma mode, on a fractal noise layer, very particular. But to get this result I added on the logo a fill effect, we will analyze it in detail later. Fractal noise. As you can see, I added an animated sequence of frames for controlling the brightness and offset turbulence. From the frame 20, with the brightness to -72, and the offset of 632 and 147. You see, it creates this movement. In frame 40, the brightness is at -32. Finally, in the frame 60, -100, and the offset with the value 648. In this way, the brightness has the total control of the fade in and out of the effect. To achieve this fractal noise, you need to set the type threads. The contrast to 129. The complexity must be strictly to 1. Set the value scale, which you like, on your logo. Return on the effects of logo layer. I forgot, the layer must be in mode add. Have a shade of orange to simulate the heat. The color has the following values: 255, 154, and 73. The other effects are not necessary, because this is a duplicate layer. We can delete them. Except the simple choker, which reduces the outline in surplus. With a value, 4. OK, in the next step, we add 2 simple lens flare. I applied on both a sequence of frames of animation for controlling the brightness parameter. Both start from frame 18, with a value of 100. In frame 35 to 32. And finally in the frame 60 to 0. As in the original video, were applied at the top of the first letter E and the letter L. For this simple but fascinating effect, I used optical flares. Obviously must be in mode add. The color orange is this, but you can apply another color that you like. To enhance the effect of heat, after the arrival of the stamper, I added a video layer's smoke. With inside an animated mask, randomly. You see, more is random, the better will be the final result. The feather is to 150. He has a base value of 82, up to the frame 32. Changes to 0, at the frame 63. I forgot, I made the 3D layer, to flip it with an angle of 180 degrees. In this way, we have the movement of the smoke to the right. In the meantime, I've added an animation of a vertical position, to bring down softly the effect of smoking. Follow on video the parameters. This layer is in screen mode. To add this amazing heat haze effect, I applied a displacement map, which works in luminance mode, with the guide of a fractal noise. This is the fractal. Are you wondering, what is this mask? Is to limit the effect of displacement on the edge of our scene. The type of fractal is the string. We can set the value of heat waves with scale. To give an automatic movement, I have applied this expression control on time on the evolution parameter. By changing the value may become slower or fast. So, on displacement map loads the fractal noise precompose, and with a sequence of frames, on max horizon, and vertical, we can control the presence of the effect. In this case, in the frame 15, the value is 0. In frame 16 is 1.4. In frame 30 decreases to 1.2. Finally, it is 0 inch the frame 38. You can also use the mirage effect of the image lounge, which creates a similar effect, but with many more controls. OK, add the audio file and proceed with the final rendering. Is the result of the project. Very cool. I recommend you apply this technique only with squared logos and very incisive, to appreciate all the details of materials and lights. OK, I remind you the next appointment for the tutorial on the movie title style Green Lantern. Another fantastic animation. I hope this tutorial has been to your liking. By Antonio Seri from CRRNTN.com. Cheers.